what's up guys, this is Brian with Simple Man's Comics in collaboration with Comic Book Speculation and Investing. In this video I'm going to talk to you guys about my picks for comics that are coming out this Wednesday, May the 3rd, 2017. First up this week we have Bane Conquest #1. This involves the co-creators of Bane that are coming back to make a triumphant return. This is going to be a 12-issue series, and it's going to involve Bane trying to create a global criminal empire with the help of his original gang. There's a regular cover for this. There's also a 1-for-1 variant by Kelly Jones. Next up, we have Batman 22. This is going to be part 3 to the Button story arc. It's going to ship with 3 different covers. There's a 3D lenticular cover. There's a non-lenticular cover. Both of those are by Jason Fabak. There's also a variant cover for this by Tim Sale. Next, we have DC Comics Bombshells #26. Now, I have not been reading this comic. I don't know anything that's going on with it. And the only reason why I have it on here or why I'm going to pick it up is I absolutely love the cover for this comic. Carmen Nunez Carnero is the artist on it. I love Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, and I love how it's depicted on here. So I'm going to pick this comic up just for PC. Next up, we have Harley Quinn #19. This is the finale to the Deadly Sin story arc. What I actually have shown here, though, is the Frank Cho 1-for-1 variant. I say 1-for-1, but a lot of shops aren't ordering the B covers for these DC Rebirth titles, so you need to make sure your shop's getting it. Either way, these Frank Cho variants have been popular for the Harley Quinn series, and this one looks to be no different. I really like this one. It's got Harley Quinn on a horse going through a drive-thru. Actually, we also have some video of Harley Quinn going through the drive-thru at McDonald's earlier in the year. Let's roll to the videotape.
Let's just making McNuggets in my hand. I don't want to hear it.
It's 10:30 a.m. We don't serve chicken McNuggets at this time.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Why not?
Because we do.
You know what? Did you just hiss at me? I did not.
Sounds to me like she loves her McNuggets as much as she loves her Mr. J. Next, we have Injustice 2 #1. This is going to be an all-new prequel to the highly anticipated Injustice 2 video game that's coming out. It's original Injustice writer Tim Taylor. The regular cover is art by Jim Lee and Scott Williams, and there's also a 1-for-1 variant by Bruno Redondo. Now, if you guys don't know about Injustice, the first game also had a prequel comic came out, and it's doing great on the secondary market, especially the variant. The variant for this one, though, is a 1-for-1. That is if the stores order the cover B. So it's going to be probably more available than the variant that was for the first Injustice game. But either way, the Injustice story, all the comics are great. So I'm looking forward to picking this up as well. Nightwing #20. This is going to be the finale to the Nightwing Must Die story arc. Been loving every issue I've been picking up of this. I'm going to continue to pick this up as well. There's a regular cover by Javier Fernandez, and there's also a 1-for-1 variant by Ivan Rice. Superman #22. This is going to be the part 1 to the Black Dawn story arc. What's the secret of Dead Man's Swamp? Superman's tested by a mysterious force that pushes his convictions to the limit. Can the Man of Steel save face in the eyes of Hamilton and his son, Superboy? This is a regular cover for this, but what I really love this week is the Tony S. Daniel variant. The cover on this is absolutely amazing. And just for the story and the cover alone, I'm going to make this Tony S. Daniel variant my pick of the week. Eternal Empire #1. This is a new series from Image Comics. It's got Sarah Vaughn and Jonathan Luna attached to as the creative team, also for the Image title of Alex and Ada. It's about Eternal Princesses waged war against the countries of Saya for over 100 years, and now her sights are set on the last country standing. Within the brutal Empire's workforce, a young woman receives strange visions that give her courage to escape her fate or run straight toward it. Extremity #3. Now, if you guys haven't been reading this comic, you're really missing out. There's an absolutely fantastic story. Great story about revenge, about empires, factions, and war. Oh my God. I'm looking forward to picking up #3. I advise you guys to do the same. If you guys haven't picked up issues #1 and 2 yet, go ahead and do so. Also, there is a third printing of #1 coming out this week, and there's also a second printing of #2 coming out this week. So make sure you guys pick any of those up. Walking Dead #167. This comic, everyone's well aware of it. Everyone's well aware of the TV show. The title of this issue, though, is A Certain Doom. Youngblood #1. This comes out just in time for the 25th anniversary of the very title that launched the Image Comics revolution. This comic's also going to ship with 4 different covers. There's a regular cover, there's a Rob Liefeld variant, there's a David Finch variant, and there's also a Chris Daughtry cover. Take your pick up which one you like. Here we have all new Guardians of the Galaxy #1. Shipping the same week that the movie's going to hit theaters. Imagine that. Also, this comic's going to be shipping twice monthly. #1 issue is going to be shipping with 6 different covers. There's a regular cover, there's a hip-hop cover, Scotty Young baby cover, John Tyler Christopher action figure variant, There's an Aaron Cuter incentive variant, and there's also a Lionel Francis Yu incentive variant for this. Black Bolt number 1. This is the first time the King of Inhumans has his own comic book series, and in this issue he's imprisoned, and he must take on the fellow inmate in the fight to the death, and guess who that inmate is? The Absorbing Man. This issue is going to ship with a bunch of different covers. There's a regular Christian Ward cover, there's a hip-hop cover, a John Tyler Christopher action figure cover, a Jack Kirby 105th anniversary cover, there's an incentive cover, there's also another incentive Paul Pope variant for this. If I were to pick any of them myself, I would pick up the Paul Pope variant. Here we have Iron Fist number 3. There's going to be a regular Jeff DeCall cover. I'm an absolute fan of Jeff DeCall. I love his covers. Brilliant artwork. There's also going to be a 1 in 25 incentive variant by Andre Leroy Davis. It looks like doo-doo. Also, there's a 1 in 50 incentive variant by J.G. Jones. If you're going to get one, you can find it cheap. I would get that J.G. Jones variant. It's one to pick up this week. It's absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to reading this comic as well. I enjoyed the first 2 issues, so I'm interested in reading number 3. Jean Grey number 1. This comic's all about Jean Grey fighting tooth and nail to escape becoming the next victim of the Phoenix. That's going to ship with a whole bunch of different covers. There's a regular cover, a hip-hop cover, a Leonard Kirk corner box variant, a David Williams Millie the Phoenix variant, an incentive Margaret Salvage variant, and there's also an incentive Stephanie Hans variant, as well as a remastered variant that's well out of everyone's price range. If I was going to pick up any of these copies, I would shoot for the incentive Stephanie Hans variant. Secret Empire number 1. This is the big Marvel event that they've been building up for months over a bunch of different titles. And it's the moment Steve Rogers steps into the light and declares his allegiance to Hydra. This comic's going to ship with a buttload of different covers, guys. There's a regular Mark Brooks cover for this. There's an Andrea Sorrentino Hydra Hero cover for this. There's a Scotty Young baby cover, a John Tyler Christopher action figure variant, a Todd Knock party variant, a Dan Mora villain cover, an incentive Eddie Granov variant. There's also an incentive J. Scott Campbell variant. There's an incentive Mark Brooks premium variant. And there's also an incentive Todd Knock party sketch variant cover for this. X-Men Gold number 3. This continues the showdown between X-Men and the New Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. This is going to ship with 2 different covers. There's a regular cover. There's also an incentive J. Scott Campbell cover for this. Next we have Stained number 1. This comes from 451 Media Group, which is owned by blockbuster movie producer and director Michael Bay. It's about Emma London, who's a recovery artist and bounty hunter for hire. She's strong, possibly indomitable, and did we mention part machine? Emma's the type that dives headfirst into things that most wouldn't and shouldn't. Those dark places that no one else would go to, track down subhuman criminals lurking in the underbelly of society and bring them to justice. There's a regular cover for this, but more importantly, there's a B cover for this, and it's done by none other than the artist Jock. That's really going for right now. It's sold out a lot of places online. If you can find that B cover, pick it up. There is also a blank cover for this issue as well. Next, we have Pestilence number 1. This comes from Aftershock Comics. Aftershock's been putting out a bunch of great titles lately, so there's no mystery as to why this comic is sold out a lot of places online already. It's a new series, takes place in late 14th century. A lot of people think it's about Black Death, but what if it was all a lie, and it's really the first non-recorded zombie infestation of man. Ex-Crusader Roderick Helms and his fellow Black Ops agents at the Church, Fiat Lux, must seek out the cause of the undead outbreak and vanquish it before mankind ceases to exist. There's a regular cover for this by Tim Bradstreet, but there's also a variant cover for this that you want to be on the lookout for, and it's by Zizman Kudransky. I probably butchered that name, but be on the lookout for it. Slasher number 1. This is a new comic from Alternative Comics. Kind of reminds me of the TV show Dexter. It's a new psychosexual thriller from the creator of The End of the Effing World and Revenger. Christine's a data entry specialist discovering her sexuality and her penchant for blood. What is this monster brewing inside her? See as she is introduced to Joshua, a wheelchair-bound nerd with similar interests. Tekken number 1. This is from Titan Comics, and it's an all-new comic series based on the iconic fighting game. It's going to be written by Kevin Scott, who also wrote Doctor Who and Vikings, and art by Andy Tong. It's a sensational new comic series. It's going to tap into Tekken's rich history, and it's going to feature memorable characters from the celebrated video game. It's going to ship with 3 different covers. There's an Andy Tong cover, there's an Ant and K cover, and there's also a video game cover. I'd pick one of these up. It's probably a good read, but there's also crossover appeal between comic fans and video game fans. So those are my picks for comics coming out this Wednesday, May 3rd, 2017. If you feel like there's a title I might have missed, please comment, let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please click that thumbs up button so I know you like it. And as always, if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. This has been Brian from Simple Man's Comics, in collaboration with Comic Book Speculation and Investing. And I'll see you guys next week.